category as opposed to the 1-2 category here within the Swiss system. But yeah, we are going to be losing some teams today as well. We're going to be doing the Bad News Bears game later.
Yeah, not looking great for North American Counter-Strike at the moment. There was a little recovery towards the end of the day yesterday, though. We've seen EG and Liquid bounce back, but Bad News Bears seems to be bad news all over that.
Yeah, Complexity drawing Furia for today kind of sucks for them as well, so that's going to be a hard matchup. But speaking of matchups, we're going to get underway with the opening game of the day. Isurus on that CT side. Sao Caetano on the T side to attack. A HE and a Molotov in the hands of ZQK even. And away we go. We're out the gates.
See what they have up their sleeve here. Sao Caetano to start things off. Door blowing open. Molly thrown in behind it. CQK now looking down towards ramp, but the Julies are pushing in towards him. It's aggressive here for Isurus. They've got a couple of players now flashing into the peak. Noxie cracks open the first skull. And back in towards Hell. It is Destiny that falls foul of the block. Ali trying to fight this Hell peak of Sao Caetano, just stopping him coming any further forward. He's starting to run out of ammo, and the bomb has gone down here for Sao Caetano.
There's two players fighting while the bomb's getting planted. This is kind of crazy here. Just the fights keep coming.
Xiao has taken Gafolo out. Ali now holding towards Hell, but it's all about this lower side at the moment. The bomb is ticking and the time is being fought. Ali hasn't been able to leave his position, and now he's alone. All of his teammates are gone in the meantime, and finally he'll think about going down into this B site, but...
He's got 8 bullets
yeah,
as well.
It's just impossible, really, to get into a position where he can win this one. Strange pistol, but Sao Caetano will find it.
Yeah, okay, bit of CT aggression there being dealt a dud hand, so it's a great way to kick things off. I can't believe how many fights were going on as the bomb was getting planted. Normally you want to fortify the site before getting the C4 down, but understanding the situation, Sao Caetano will be getting himself on the board early and a force buy back onto the side. This is the initial push here, and the Julies, they had 2 pairs, so a great way to open things up, but look at this Hell control, forcing a bit of Hell down the throats of Isurus. Now the force bite, we'll see Gafolo into a scout. There's an MP9 for Ali. There's a couple of Deagles and a CZ75 with some smokes to boot. Delboni up over smoke, where you can see how that landed there with the little strings of the X-ray. Running up a Heaven smoke as well. So misdirection name of the game. They do look like they want to pop onto the top site here.
Destiny playing close, CZ at the ready to rattle away, has found 2, and now upgrades to the AK. The start to the round for Sao Caetano couldn't have gone worse. They're trying to pull this back with a ramp play from Ali, running right into ZQK. The kills all going back into the hands of Sao Caetano. Is now just Gafolo up towards Heaven, seeing what he can find. Delboni removed.
Wouldn't be a terrible idea to give this one a crack. I know we'd love to have the scout into the next round, but a 1-on-2, there's a chance.
Well, he's going to try and edge his way forward to see if he can catch out an overextended Sao Caetano player, but no one giving him that opportunity for the time being.
They've doubled CT vent here.
It's a good setup. You know, the scout's not going to clear that. Gafolo realizes, can't do anything about this, and started strong for Isurus.
Jeez, I don't know about that hunt either. You just lost 3 players. You're going to be the 4th to give over another rebuy. So, curious little pick right there, but that's the type of CS we get within the Americas. Not always by the book. ZQK going to hold on to the AK. Gafolo with some damage done. The scout retained and carried on through to the next round of play. 2-0 the score reads, but it should be a safer round out for Sao Caetano, as it should just be really the scout and maybe a couple of P250s. For this smoke wall they threw towards Yard, nobody rotated. Quite literally, nobody rotated. There was nothing pulled towards lower. They didn't wait long enough to see if the CTs would even try and take that type of maneuver. They just executed onto top and almost lost the round. So lucky to hold on.
Should be the recovery round, just to try and keep as many players up as possible, especially with pretty much everybody bar 1 on AKs. And over on the other side of things, Isurus just with pistols, so Sao Caetano looking to deliver casualties, build some cash up. Good strong start here on the T side. I think this game's a little difficult to call. You know, you look at these two teams, it's basically a 50-50. I would maybe give a bit of an edge there to Isurus, but even then, not much.
Yeah, I don't think that there's a clear edge on either of these squads. Maybe domestically there is. Maybe, you know, a couple of people could argue the players, but I think once you get in towards the RMRs, things are really open because everyone's giving that they're all here. I think this needs to be sold a little bit harder. This is the qualifier for the major. This is the most important qualifier within the year until, well, the next major, right? So it's a very prestigious event. The RMR, when we had it last year, the cycle obviously during the online region,
We had a lot of
period.
RMRs.
Yeah, it was a more point-based, but now it's not about the points, it's just about the qualification. 6 spots available for the Americas, 1 legend, the rest are challengers/contenders.
Yeah, I mean, all of your performances leading up to this point really don't matter. It's how you perform at this event.
Yeah, that's very true, right? And this can open the doors for a lot of teams, especially from the Americas region.
Yeah, it looks like those spots will be mainly dominated by South American sides. You can see why on day one. A lot of flair and good 3-0 start here for Sao Caetano.
Well, they're guaranteed to get at least 1 today because out of the 3 teams competing, or out of the 4 teams competing, 3 of them are Brazilian, right? So you've got Furia taking on Complexity, and then you have Imperial taking on MIBR. Should be a curious little game, the Imperial MIBR matchup. MIBR were very happy with their win in Triple OT last night. Pain, unfortunately, not getting across the line there. We will get to see them against Liquid coming up after this one. Squeaky blown off. First gun round in play. Flash on through. This looks fast.
It is super fast in Showtime, just leaking his way out. Squeaky. That goes towards the back of the site, gets traded out after 1. So site taken here for Sao Caetano.
Have to retake this now. A couple smokes, a couple flashes. Incendiary in the mix as well to make this one possible. You can see one of the flashes being lined up here from Gafalo. They're trying to enable his teammates to push on in through the heavens.
Showtime's about to get blinded by it.
They'd love to get the one-way smoke down here, and they have smokes to throw it. Curious that they haven't opted to deploy that here.
They're about halfway ticked now on that bomb, so starting to run out of time. Eventually, the flash will signal the sign to go. Ali just waiting on the flash. Finally comes over the top, and a blinded 2 players down lower get traded out by Destiny. Fantastic stuff here from the CT side, working their way back in, and it's now all on Delboni. He's trying to make it happen, but Destiny just swoops him up. Into the defuse they go. They hold it through. It's close, but Isurus have done it.
Wow, okay, that got chaotic towards the tail end there. I thought it was no good. U2 seemed like it was a little bit late, but Destiny with a massive double kill. Had the same with the CZ a little bit earlier within the piece, but this is the one with impact. Isurus get their first round. A bit of a drop ball here, all things considered. Deco gets 1 on the way in the door. This is fantastic work. Feel like you have to be getting the trade there if you're at Showtime. Defuse with just enough time on the clock there. You can see how close that bar was coming on down, but holding his breath. Noski happy with how that one unfolded. But back into the buys, and CQK still onto the AWP here. So 30 years of age now. He's been doing it for a while. Smoke wall drops, and it's good to see different utility deployed. Not everybody prescribing to the Furia way of thinking.
Ooh, Destiny. Times the spam to the smoke for the kill on towards Denoco. Now Noxy playing a little further back towards Garage. He's waiting for an overextension. That might come his way. And it will. Finally. Oh, Showtime! A lovely headshot. Noxy looked like he had him dead to rights.
Yeah, a bit of a 180 clear right there. So great stuff to draw back level here. CK Zhao on top of the main roof. Ali trying to respond and take a bit of space to deal with that given up from Noxky. They're going to boost up the heavens. It looks like it. Deco and Destiny noisy about this one. They do manage to mount on up, and they know that heaven isn't a problem right here, right now. But the elevated position, if they come in through main, come in through hut late, it's going to give them a little bit more of a dynamic-looking CT hold. You have the rotation towards the lower site there. Gafolo with the AWP down towards ramp. This one already ticked to the 35-second mark. We'll have to make a decision now, Sao Caetano.
And look at the position of Ali just watching the drop down. Gets his opportunity on the second player. Now Deco towards the back of the site. Has got his teammate up in the rafters. So this setup should be good enough to deal with the forces that are coming towards them that wish them ill intent. But somehow, Deco still alive at the back of the site. Eventually will get removed, and Gafolo into the 1v1. Goes aggressive to pull that kill. And now starts the mind games. Pushes forward from heaven. Looks down below. A big clutch from Gafolo. You love to see the proactiveness in that 1v2. Sets himself up with a 1v1 chance.
Yeah, beautiful stuff right there. The AWP coming in late, sweeps on through. That nade damage wasn't too bad whatsoever, and gets himself the round. So a response here from Isurus. 2 rounds in a row, and both with retakes in towards that A bomb site. Cash the splash for Delboni at least. Everybody else can get into maybe some pistols, some Mag-10s, maybe some Galils, ZQK, and Showtime have enough for those AKs. If you want to get your tickets for the PGL Major in Antwerp, not too far from now. It'll be taking place in May. See right there, it's a QR code.
Yeah, nice and easy. Just scan that on your phone, just whop it up on the internet and buy yourself a ticket. The next one's rolling around pretty quick. Delboni is charging out the door, looking for the transfer towards the back of the site. But everybody from Sao Caetano have won their fights.
I love the pace here, but this is the problem. Damage done. Even more so, the bomb will get planted. Showtime low, and is it another retake? Really, Isurus, can you make it work for a third consecutive round?
Problem is this time utility's a problem. They're going to set up the one-way, but once that goes out, that's it. That's all they have. So making their way back in is going to be extremely difficult. You don't have a flash to play off, but perhaps the smoke is enough. Showtime to the headshot right away. Ella realizes the AWP needs to be saved.
Yeah, good call to make here. To get away with 3 retakes in towards the top side. Sao Caetano.
It's a rough one.
Yeah, it's like Sao Paulo, but Caetano. I need to get that one mastered here. But yeah, the fact that if they were to drop 3 consecutive retakes in the top side, they'd be kicking themselves, right? So they're able to convert this, and I'm loving the pace. I'm loving the pace here. Out the gates, quick onto the top side, just really suffocating the inner holders. Now the saved AWP looking like the best weapon Isurus will have to boast here. They've thrown that over towards Gafolo. But they're going to have to drop some guns around the place here. So MP9 has been dropped for Ala. There's a Famas in the mix. M4 has actually been purchased and thrown across as well. So this one, they're trying to make the best of a bad situation. Fast yard smokes out the gates again.
Now Speedy here. Sao Caetano, are they going to play with it? Over the top of Silo, Delboni currently plays, but seems to be more of a tentative approach.
Now they're actually using the smoke wall towards yard. So they did this earlier in the piece in the Antico. They threw the smoke wall, then they went with the top hit, and it didn't work. Now they're faking the top hit with the smoke wall towards yard, taking the space. You can see it now. Some fights at least noted, and a big one there for Danoko. Famas on the ground now. Like the misdirection here, this is all quite pacey out the gate. You can actually play with this a lot. So the calling able to just be dynamic off of the tendencies that they've set so far. 5v4 and 5 rounds looms.
Flash setup, Delboni, lovely play. Just so methodical. Clear out main. 2 kills already picked up, and now, well, just down to 2 plays for Isurus.
There's 2 flash assists there for CKZ. I'm curious where the kill from Danoko came on through. He's now over towards the CT spawn position. The bomb planted, a 2 on 5, and hopefully just staying alive, Isurus.
This feels rough. This feels like a very rough start because Sao Caetano, they're looking good on this T side. They have some depth to the calls they're making right now.
Yeah, and this is one of the things for the patterns. Uh-oh. Yeah, are they going to hunt him? Would be a terrible shout. They've lost an AK in the mix of things. Might just call this one off. Danoko is close, trying to jiggle out the shots, trying to force Gafolo into a fight. Another one hits the deck of CK Zhao, and the swing on out. Gafolo, he does convert, so defending his honor with the AWP. Has to hope that the bomb is not going to take off a smidge of health. Will survive. And 2 players from either team retain their weapons going into the next round of play. But Sao Caetano, if they can continue to use the conditioning that they've started with, right? They can drop those same yard smokes. They can either play behind them immediately. They can continue to fake. They can throw misdirection. It's going to force Isurus to adjust. And they've taken a timeout to have exactly that conversation. So do we want to play aggressive yard? Do we want to see what's behind these smoke walls? Do we want to bank on the fact that maybe they're going to fake? Do we turtle up? Do we play heavy towards top? Do we drop players towards that lower side of things immediately? There's a lot of questions, but I think one of the answers early is, well, do we go for a save, right? Because they saved the AWP, they saved the AK-47. Ali could drop across an M4, right? That could be tidy. They could get themselves out 3 big rifles. Gafolo could drop a Famas maybe if it'd like, another MP9, or they could take a save on everybody and into the next round get the purchases coming on through. Now, we're seeing the buys come in. Destiny back into that favored CZ. It is looking very light here. Loss bonus into the next will be 2,900. And away we go out of spawn. So not going to kick things off with that same smoke wall early, but they have to be worried about this AWP. Gafolo flashed up early.
Hey, you don't really want to go into that fight.
They're not going to see him there on the jiggle. I'm curious.
Pretty sure he did on the shoulder peak.
Good reason to call it off then.
Yeah, I think also that's a piece of information that you now have that's essential because you know you're going up against a weaker buy. You know there's a saved AWP. It's all about finding out what that is, and now it's gone.
Oh. How's Wait, Delboni. How are you here, mate? Where did we miss all this action? He's ramp right now. Delboni is in the thick of things. No wonder that kill went down and we didn't have any idea. I was like, is someone fighting from ramp? No. up from the ramp position, kills the AWP at the back, and the round completely falls apart.
Yeah, it's that was your one opportunity. That was the key. And Sao Caetano, they seem to play with the intention in mind of removing that saved op. They know that it was carried over. Destiny has got another from the CZ. Now the AK going out into the sides. Another one. Molotov made it a little hard for Destiny to stick around and ends up burning down to it with the assisted rifle shots. But 6 rounds to Sao Caetano, and I mean, this is looking a little rough for Isurus. That round, obviously, not much intention, but Sao Caetano definitely have ideas in mind coming out of the spawn, and it's worked so far.
Yeah, I lost track of how Delboni was able to get there. Maybe a vent drop and straight up ramp behind them. I'm not sure how that one all unfolded right there, but that was an opening onto the AWP, right? And that's great news. But the AWP is back out. 4 rounds to the good right now, or a 4-round lead, depends on how you want to frame it. But this is a great T-half already here. Deep smoke being lined up.
Noxy fighting towards Yard. He's going to try and...
one way, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be a slower round here from Sao Caetano, taking the time. Oh, Delboni. There's the volley to the back of the site. What I love about Sao Caetano, though, they've actually sort of set the precedent. They can go with quick plays, right?
Indeed.
They can change the pace up a lot. It's making it unpredictable for Isurus to know when to use their utility here.
Well, just on the jiggles right now, Deco knows he's under threat. Now the smoke wall coming in towards Yard, but still quite lobby heavy. Delboni there with CK's out. Danoko, I like the space he's taking. When he was over there doing his stint on MRBR, I thought he was pretty good in the opening exchanges. Couple of flashes through and down. Bit of an odd smoke
one down here already, though. Single player gets cleared out. Noxy just gets absolutely decapitated. They were ready for that.
Yeah, they were. That was very quick response time there. Number advantage again here for Sao Caetano.
35 seconds to play with. Not a lot of time. Maybe a finish on the top side. They have multiple players up here, of course, with 3, and could come up secret and split in towards main. The bomb in lobby. Deco is pushing towards Hut. Yeah, it could get messy though, because Deco pushed it towards Hut. Oh, needed that kill. And now that he doesn't find it, Ali needs to step up. He's done well. Destiny finding one as well. There's still a player at the back of the site. The AWP has to clear it, a missed shot. And it's all crumbled here. 8 seconds left. Not enough time, and Destiny will close from the back of the site. Patient stuff from Isurus. They wait out the clock, and they're ready for the final fights.
That box, I think, has been assumed by Ali twice now, and he's been able to catch players as they're going late in towards main for these top hits. So Sao Caetano expecting the turtle up, but that's a power position. Ali's had some big impact for the team. 8 kills for him so far, and 1 back on the board. Has made a brittle buy for Sao Caetano. Now, it's been looking good, but not in the finance department here. It's an AWP, a couple of digs, a Galil or 2. The fact that they did take so long, maybe those pacier plays are the key to success, but you've invested in AWP, it means that you need to take your time. You cannot just run into the play here. And ZQK is going to have to find them an opener or 2. They can always hit that big red button and return to the faster plays, but Isurus will be ready for that now, or at least you would assume. Yeah,
it's going to be the back of your head. Okay, their slow rounds haven't been working. What did work? You have to be ready for the faster plays to come out in Sao Caetano. They tried to go for that opening pick towards Squeaky. It was a rather quick attempt to try and get the opening with AWP, but utility was down. And now they've got to try and find that elsewhere. So CQK outside, holding towards credit card for an extension, but Isurus showing good discipline in these last 2 rounds. Haven't really been in a position where they overextend and make too many mistakes. So Sao Caetano struggling to find the necessary picks in this round. Gap in that smoke. That is huge! And he's going to shift what past it.
Yeah, didn't even consider it whatsoever. So
that's tilting.
Yeah, it is going to be frustrating, especially to lose the AWP in that fashion. Danoko is down. Time is going to be a problem again here. Sao Caetano had 2 opening kills in the previous and were unable to convert. That util great. Destiny should be dead to right. Showtime will finish him off. Down the vent to B could be a play.
That goes holding it. Cafolo has stopped 1 player from having safe passage down, but 2 already there. Noxy has already rotated preemptively down towards this B side, but he has to deal with a split. They're coming in from 2 sides, and Noxy still turns to the side he wasn't watching. The double doors is the graveyard, and Showtime hits the deck too. Big round there for Isurus, back to winning ways.
Yeah, battling back into this now, and they should have broken the economy here. Might have to be an eco on the other side of things. Guns being juggled across, and taking care of business now. still can have a very respectable CT half. 9 rounds is possible here. We just need to get the rest consecutively to close out the half. If you have any question about how old school ZQK is, I think he's got his DreamHack Winter.
Ah, okay.
Little badge on his profile here. From, no, that's from Katowice. Never mind. Quarterfinals at ESL 1 Katowice 2015.
Wow.
Yep.
Noxy. Good pick on towards Nuke. Again, this round should be absolute whitewash. And
Got a plant, though.
yeah.
You take those.
Absolutely.
Everyone likes getting the bomb down.
You look at that round in total, that's priority number 1. That's the goal of the round. So you picked it up, you've got the money. And now we look to a better buy available to them. You can get the AWP out. I am curious to see if they keep going for the AWP or maybe they go for this rifle setup for some quicker plays.
They should be in the AWP.
Yeah.
Just unless you have like Simple or Zywoo or Brokey.
Or elite level AWPer, right?
Yeah, precisely. That's probably a nice way of summarizing it. It's very hard to will an AWP on the T side of this map, especially when you're getting into those close quarter fights.
We've got 6 rounds of the T side already, right? It's all about just trying to squeeze out a few extra towards the end of this half, and the quicker rounds, they were working for Sao Caetano.
Yeah, and this is why that discussion about the top hit should probably be had by Isurus throughout this timeout, right? Those smoke walls that they were dropping fast towards Yard,
didn't really commit with them a whole lot.
no, and they could, right? They definitely could. They could throw them again. I think Danoko's been good at getting that space. He's got 10 kills, 9 for Talboni. And we should be getting this one back underway as the tactical timeout has subsided. You can see the flow of rounds, 3, 2, 3, and now 3 consecutive here for Isurus. Can they make it 4? Okay, well, very lobby-centric. Could just be a top hit here. It will be.
Oh, it's very quick for Sao Caetano. As predicted, the pace changes come through, and Deco is good for 1, gets traded out. Destiny's turned to the back of the site. It's been so good, but it's Aoi this time having the impact. 3 from the rafters as he peers down below.
Yeah, I think they were ready for that type of maneuver, weren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
More than ready for that type of aggression. It was good utility lobbed out from Sao Caetano to make sure that they could access into the site, but the multi-kill from the heavens, beautiful stuff. And his multi-kill impact in some of these gun rounds, some of these more contentious rounds, have been the difference maker. So great stuff from the lad.
It felt like the top site rush was the most predictable play they could have made in that position. Just from our seat, what we're seeing, it must be the same for Isurus, who just had everybody at the helm.
Yeah.
Well, what do you run here then?
Well, this is the thing. On the lighter buy, you would have liked to have been able to try and pull off that maneuver, right? But if they want to get tricky with it, attempt to smoke. Well, there's a gap right there.
Big gaps.
CK Zhao setting up a main smoke. They're going to go for a later top pop, and in they are.
Well, Deco has collected the first life. One of the vent comes up right into the P250. Most of the kills, though, going for the defensive side. And now just down to 1. It is showtime. The last remaining player, so Isurus will go on fire instead of Blaze as now they take the lead. It's up to 6 on the board, not bad. Isurus recovering this one. Sao Caetano, their last gun round was a bit of a throwaway. Now we got to look to change up. They've gone back to that AWP again.
I don't think they really understand where their issues are, because if they do the yard crawl again and they get warehouse and secret control and then they try and scale back later and then they lose the multi-kill because they haven't actually been threatening enough, then they're definitely just calling strategies that they've seen work, not understanding why they're running the strategy. So it is a problem with a lot of lower teams. You watch stuff in demos. Here we go. Danoka, that's an interesting entry even as I combine the two words. Noxy with one back, Deco another, and the space taken, it's already gone. The AWP of Gafolo now.
Once he commits forward instead of back, and that puts himself in a very difficult position. Luckily, Al is quick on the rotation down to hell, but Showtime will best him in the fight. Now that puts us into the 2v2.
He's getting flanked here. Deco should have his run.
What? Okay, Showtime. Turns finds the headshot. Now the bomb can be picked up, and there's plenty of time. Noxy, a player very capable of winning these clutches.
If he gives away a sound cue, that's the biggest issue. They have to try and identify where he is. A bit of a gap in that main smoke. ZQK are very concerned about the vent, but he's got a lot of utility for this. Hearing the plant now. Ooh, noisy. Giving away his position, definitely so. Or at least I thought so. The AWP was not ready for that at all. Looking towards the ramp position. Now the util's been thrown, they're starting to piece it together, but the molly thrown to no avail. The flash already burned, and now the one-way smoke is the best he has to both.
Oh, they're throwing utility. He nearly catches the chance, but oh, he will drop and find Showtime, and now suddenly it's just ZQK. And Noxy has a real shot at winning this one. He's putting pressure on the AWP, but hasn't quite committed to it. Now goes back to the defuse. He's going to stick it. And actually pulled off of that shot. He's holding for the peak, but it's not coming through. Time is running away, and Noxy's got the kill. He'll come back to it.
Yeah, got time for this one. I'm getting a little bit more familiar with the bomb timer on this HUD. So yesterday, it was a bit of confusion as we got late. This time round, no dramas whatsoever. So the moments where Showtime should have died, where he was looking the wrong way, he gets the kill. And then the moment where they should have just had their guns out and they're all throwing nades, he gets spanked for it. So decision-making coming back to haunt Caetano here, as they could have been picking up another round.
That shot is ridiculous from Showtime, but yeah, to no avail in the end.
Well, this 9-6 half, the recovery from Isurus, it is on like Donkey Kong. Follow, Molly didn't land to help him on out, so needs to be on high alert. Overstepping the mark could be a problem or two. Smokes are deployed, but it's not going to obscure too much of his vision. No, I changed my tune there. That one is a little bit more picture perfect. But it's dribs and drabs. The smoke all thrown out, I think, by one player. Right, that's how it's creating so many different gaps, isn't it?
So it's like when you try and piece together one person who's all the smokes.
But they also threw it in an odd order. They threw the furthest smoke first.
Yeah,
as opposed to the closest smoke first to then scale behind it. Anyway, they're down, they're across.
Yeah, they are down, so it worked. They managed to get down secret. But Isurus have rotated Destiny down. He's not going to be playing from the stairs. Instead, throws the Incendiary down to slow this one down entirely.
It's almost all the util used here. A flash and a pick would be nice.
Oh, he's actually going to send Destiny into the fight. He swings, it's perfect for the headshot, but almost guaranteed 1-for-1 there. Now Noxy, risky position, could have played from the stairs, but decides to peek and go into them, and that is going to give away his life.
Okay, well, Ali, he's been helpful with these multi-kills when the trouble calls. I think going to overcook the pooch here, Caetano.
"25 seconds. They're going towards this B site. You've got Follow playing from ramp. His shot will miss, but remember, Ali has had so many massive multi-kill rounds. His teammate Delboni has gone down on the upper side, so the fallback plan's not there. And now she's just rotated away. Ali leaves the position. One player was enough to call that rotate back. And now everything is just crumbling. It's Deco trying to get back in alone. His teammates have fallen out of position and looking the wrong way. The double door swing. And Deco looking his best to try and claw this one back. They are low inside of the site. Oh, they know exactly where he is, and that HE will chunk him down to half health. He wants CK Zhao to go into the open, but discipline, just staying in that position. Deco will not get that chance. If he swings to the rafters, his barrel is spotted, and Showtime will close the half with a 7th round for Sao Caetano.
Okay, well, they get something on the way out the door, because it was a great half early, right? I liked how flexible they were being behind the early executes that they were opting for, the smoke and mirrors, but it was one-way traffic towards the tail end of the piece. 6 round consecutively to get Isurus up to the half win of 8. But it's all good in the hood as we're almost inseparable here. Just 1 round in it as we move into the second half of play. So hard to call this one. Now, if you want to check out the A stream, you can just take the underscore CSGO off the end of the URL. We do have action going on over there right now. Casting that is Jackie and Davey. The Y's at the end of the name. And they're doing the EG versus 00 Nation game. So if you want to tune into that one, you know where to find it. It is on Inferno. I won't give you any spoilers in case you had planned on watching that one on the VOD later. You're a real Daddy Counter-Strike fan if that's the case. Julie's for Danoko here.
Wow, they just got close to a squeaky door, hasn't committed into it. And Danoko, yeah, the Julies, we've seen a lot of those nowadays. A lot more than what we're used to.
It's a better price point for them. I think Valve have cracked the code.
Yeah, they have. Got it into play a bit more. Ali could crack open for this round. Danoko, the first victim of play. They're going to now go down into Delboni and ZQK at the back of the side. ZQK, it's long and labored. Oh, that should have been a perfect piece, right? You pull the distraction, Delboni then unleashes, but luckily they do get at least 1 from the engagement, and Showtime able to pick up another. Still the advantage side to the teeth, and the bomb has gone back up the ramp into CK Zhao, and he has found another headshot. It is a disaster here for Isurus, and now Noxie into the 1 versus 2. He already has one in his belt so far, and a chance there, but CK Zhao will turn for the headshot. I kind of felt like they were their own worst enemy in that position, running back up the ramp.
I wish I could understand Portuguese
And listen to the comms?
and listen to the comms to understand what's happening, because for a color commentator right now, it's very difficult for me to piece together a lot of the decision making that's happening. Normally when we're doing, the tier 1 games, it's a bit more color by number Counter-Strike. Things make sense. This is obviously more of a chaotic vein, and it's hard to really fathom what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, this is easy to understand.
Yeah, Rush 8. It's Destiny out the hut. It's hard to understand how he didn't get the kill. Finally gets one here, but it is shut down.
And that was a force as well, so problems for Isurus. Starting these halves quite slow. That's both pistols with the conversions in the favor of Sao Caetano. Beautiful stuff for them, and they got 2 players up to 15 kills. That's Showtime and CK Zhao. 13 for Danarko, 10 for Dalboni, 4 for ZQKS. And on the other side of things, Destiny and Ali. 17 for Ali, 16 for Destiny, 11 for Noxie. Got followed with 9. He did have that clutch in the first half, and Deco on 8. Deagle's out the meat cleavers for all of them. Might have to do some more play-by-play if I can't make sense of the analytical side of things here, Dinko.
Let's just go play-by-play action.
They're rocking it old school. Well, I can tell you what they're looking for with these Deagles. A couple of heads over-peaking an angle. Absolute zinger burgers here to make the round somewhat interesting.
The zinger burger a thing they have everywhere?
I think so. We definitely got it in Australia.
Yeah, because I know that the menu kind of differs before you go. Because, from the UK, I obviously love my gravy, right? I love my gravy, the chicken with the gravy, but okay, a little backfire. We'll get back to that because a couple of kills from the T side. Maybe we'll just leave that one, but nonetheless, kills coming through here for Isurus. They've actually scrapped their way through into a winnable position. Still unlikely, absolutely, but maybe Noxie can catch one looking the wrong way.
Well, a couple more kills, and it would be gravy for Isurus here.
Oh, unfortunately, Noxie has hit the deck. Gafolo. He's going to be going back in towards Hut, but this position from Showtime from CT Vent should be good enough to take away one. Swing isn't instantaneous. Ali eventually will go into the rifle, and Showtime will find the follow-up. So, well held. Don't really go down to the force. Couple of kills found, but intended result there, expected result. And now we're getting into the guns. We're going to see what the T side of Isurus will show us.
Well, we were talking about KFC, and I want to just make a call out to everybody watching at home. Have you, in your country, in your KFCs at any point over the last, how old am I, 32 years, had a thing called mashies? They're potato balls. Now, they were in Australia, and they were only limited time. Now, I want to know if anybody else has had the mashies. Now, if you have, tweet at me. You don't have to use the hashtag PGL RMR, but if you do, if you want to, that's where we can find it. Tactical timeout for Isurus here. And again, buy your tickets.
Yeah, while you're looking up the KFC order, and if you have mashies, just scan that QR code as well.
Yeah.
You do it in one move. Never had that, but I was really disappointed. I moved to Central Europe, and we don't every chicken in KFC is just the same. It's just spicy chicken. There is no variation on the menu. There's no corn in the cob with gravy, popcorn chicken. There's no options.
There's no popcorn chicken.
No, there's no popcorn chicken.
Bloody hell.
But Italy does have popcorn chicken and gravy, so it's perfect.
Oh, trying his luck there, DQK with the AWP, and he's a bit of a vent criminal, duck diving, throwing the incendiary at his feet so he can't be chased, but it's going to be a top pop. CK's out to deliver, and this is where Chatty B's play-by-play comes in. The damage done, and so much damage, but they can't convert the kills.
It's incredible, Chad, and now DQK goes into the mix, and one shot will land. Ali's ready now, trying to do his best. Gafolo gets into the mix as well, but Dalboni left in the clutch. They're both low. They're extremely damaged, so he might be able to do something with that.
Yeah, he got the molly kill from the heavens there to set this one up. The bomb needs to be scooped. He has so much time to work with here, and the reposition looking good for now. The main smoke has about 10 seconds left, but he might want to creep on through, catch them by surprise. He's in.
He slipped the smoke.
He's in.
Chatty B's play-by-play, take it away for the clutch.
He's going around towards Hut. This will be considered momentarily here. Noxie looking towards main. The gap has been pipped, but Dalboni still with 2 to find. Kit on Delboni's back and out. He comes. He's under the nose of Noxky here. Ali considering it, but he's going to get peeked on right now. There's the trade. Doesn't even need it. Ali will get the kill. I thought Noxky would have got the jump from top heart, but Delboni unable to convert. And 10 rounds to the 9 of Isurus is how the score reads, but likely to be 10-10. The money not great over there for Caetano, and if they buy and they lose, uh-oh, SpaghettiOs, I believe is the official terminology.
They have actually bought, by the looks of things, before we went into the replay there, they did buy some rifles into it. Okay. We're going to see how good that buy can be.
3 M4s, an MP9, and a Scout with light util. They at least still have armor.
Not too bad.
Yeah, could have been worse.
Absolutely. But you know what? Gafolo could really make this a little bit uncomfortable if he gets the opening up towards ramp. He's going to try and have his fork, his cake, and eat it. Ali, unfortunately, the first victim in flight. Delboni happily, one of the premium rifles, getting the opening pick. And he's sticking around.
Well, ZQK is over towards elbow. That held position as well, so if there was any contribution required, that Scout could have chipped away. Gap in this smoke is actually keeping Destiny's feet planted.
Oh, Destiny. He slipped through, nearly had a chance. It was a golden opportunity to perhaps take that ramp player away. Now we focus on the hut maneuver, perhaps. The bomb is on the back of the second player in hut, but look at the setup we've got in the A side. We've even got a player in the vent who can make a quick rotation back up. But Showtime, he has been pretty solid so far.
Yeah, they're turtling up on this. That smoke dropping front vent. The vent would be the wrong play here. They'd be going down to 2 towards that B side. Tag of the Scout, good.
CQK up on top. It is going to be CK Zhao, who happily takes 2 down. Noxy and Destiny out of the round, and Gafolo with the AWP having to follow it. That felt like a bit of a non-starter there for Isurus.
Yeah, once they gave up that opening kill, it simmered out a little bit. Destiny had a lot of room, and surprisingly they didn't want to try and capitalize on that because they had the AWP and they had ramp space.
That was the intention out of the start of the round as well, right? Because they set the AWP out for the opening pick. They don't find it right at the beginning of the round, but they eventually do get the ramp. So from that point, it didn't really seem to be much of a plan.
Yeah, and one of the keys, the reason I said that the AWP wouldn't be too bad if they were to go ramp, is you could just post him up to maybe watch the double doors, watch the single door, help you go for the long-range fight towards the player behind the bomb box. And now just it's Gafolo holding on to the AWP, and he will be able to retain that. But a good bounce back from Sao Caetano here, as that was a force buy with some omissions in the purchases there. But everybody walking away with the rifle, 2 AKs, 2 M4s. CK Zhao can drop something, or Danoko can as well for Showtime. So no dramas there in terms of getting the guns back in the hands.
Much needed timeout here. Looking a little lost and flustered perhaps in that round. Nice easy pickings for the CT side of Sao Caetano.
Yeah, it's curious. This is their 3rd timeout called here on the Isurus side of things, and maybe just to discuss where the finances are at, because you have saved the AWP. Going into the next round of play, your loss bonus is going to be that 2,900. But they will buy, they will bolster this saved big green and see how far they can push the issue. Ali has opted for a P250 with util. Noxy can get the AK head armor and nades as well. So it can actually be quite threatening here, but this back and forth nature, one team will need to come out on top with consecutive rounds now into the guns.
And with that A-stream update on the right side of your screen, Evil Geniuses and 0-0 Nation. 7-6 EG, 1 round in the lead. That looks like a fantastic game. If you want to watch that one, PGL, remove the _CSGO, and you'll be at the right spot. But Gafolo, a hot peek with the AWP. They'll get info of his position with the ticks of the molly there early, but he's decided to call it off. You do not want to get caught in hut with the AWP like that.
Taking some pace out of this one. Gonna need the door open now. When one door opens, another one closes, and well, Ramp has 2 players here to close things down. Look at the off angle from ZQK.
Delboni. He was impressive yesterday. Definitely had a lot of standouts. We'll see if he can shut down this ramp play. Eventually, Isurus are going to walk into and ramp. They seem they had an opportunity towards that last round. I think to try and glean that again. Difficulty here is it's a tough angle to clear that. Delboni is taken up and also has the help of ZQK tucked at the off angle, that box in the corner. So yeah, this is going to be rough for Isurus. They're going to have to battle their way through this one. Flash is going out. ZQK immediately gets checked, and Delboni was forced back with utility. It is a quick rotation back here for CK Zhao, and well, it's cleaned up. It's cleared up, and Delboni and Showtime, 2 players left, but it's successful for Isurus. Somehow that setup doesn't get any reward.
Yeah, it looked like it should have been good. ZQK turning the flash there and can't get anything done, so a bit of a rough one for him there. that wombo combo, you're meant to be able to contribute together in a bit of a crossfire, but now it will just be the save. So it is going to continue to go back and forth here. Yesterday when we covered Isurus, Noxy was quite aggressive towards Yard behind whatever smoke walls they were throwing, trying to take some space. It was dealt a dud hand because it was against Furia, but today it's been a little bit more lobby play. That could be by virtue of the buy, maybe not having all the smokes and weaponry that they do require, but speaking of weaponry, everybody has a gun now, a big one indeed. Ali will get that P250 into an AK. They've upgraded the Galil as well. And it has to be a save for Sao Caetano because they've even been dropping guns across. There's a frag. Showtime will continue to find some damage. Needs to hold on to this M4. Bomb goes on. Showtime can drop one. Delboni can drop something. Danoko could drop an M4 and then operate with a drop pistol or whatnot. But this is where conversations are going to really start to heat up. This is a very tight game as far as the economy goes. And whoever can break first is probably going to be able to spiral up and take a bit of a commanding lead here. Now, Danoko's gone into an MP9. ZQK has gone back into a scout. They've already made a buy like this work. They definitely made a buy like this work. So no reason they can't do it again on the Sao Caetano side.
Yeah, a bit of a top side finish that didn't work out for them. And they run this before. Can follow finally. He's been doing this time and time again, trying to get the opening. But right away, ZQK towards out far side catches Noxy crossing without utility.
Yeah, I think that kill in towards main spurred him forward. Wasn't worried about the scout, but I guess he needs to be. The scope rifle is where ZQK has actually found a bit of impact here. 3 towards lobby. Deco tucked in behind main, and he's kind of just caretaking the yard push right here, right now. Danoko's coming over to pick up that M4 that was in main. He's been able to upgrade. You can see here on your screen that MP9 quickly, magically, turns into a much bigger, more brutal looking gun. But now repositioning, regathering over towards Yard. They have smoke walls to get themselves down secret, do Isurus. But it will be a tell. It will give away exactly what type of maneuver they're going for. Destiny is just selling that it's going to be presence out through Squeaky. So Molly top hut, smoke in front of it. And they're going to try and cross dry here. The scout has repositioned it. I'm going to go noisily about this one. And dropping down towards the lower side of things is going to be ZQK, but the wrong weapon for the job, I think, Dinko.
Yeah, it's not a weapon you get multi-kills from often. First piece of damage done. You're going to have to double shot each individual. You're hitting those body shots, so hasn't done enough. And the smokes come in, that locks them out. Danoko on the flank has been spotted by Gafolo. So at this point, Isurus is feeling very comfortable. Destiny around the backside, even starting to stop the safe call. It is ZQK to fall victim to it. The second player was towards Hell. And Destiny making no secret about his intentions. Problem is, does he expect Delboni to be in this left tuck corner? He's going to walk right out, and that's an easy kill for Delboni. Take the AK. Should be able to save this now.
They're looking like they want to hunt here. Deco's on the way, so they're trying to sniff down the positions of the final two. It's being called off. I think the conversation is, hey boys, we need the guns too.
Yeah, we need money. How's Alway looking here?
4 HP. It's alright. It's all good. Yeah, just tucked right in towards the back there. So, holding on to 2 rifles there on the Sao Caetano side. But the biggest issue is having your CT economy this brittle at 11-11. Not the place you want to be. And they're saving guns, so it feels like it lures you into wanting to go for rebuy after rebuy.
That's a lovely shot to start things off. But you're absolutely right, Chad. I think the thing if they had a better gun, if it wasn't a scout holding up that initial B play, maybe you peel away with one, maybe you have a shot then for a potential retake. But yeah, just the scout being in that position, not good enough. And now Sao Caetano, well, 2 rifles. See if they can get something done with it. It's quick here for Isurus, realizing the utility isn't going to be there to really slow them down. So they get Noxy down the vent.
This is great though. They can just...
CK's out. He's going to walk with the rifle.
How do they not know he's down?
How? How have they not heard that? That is strange. Noxy gets down the vent. They have no idea.
I guess they caused a bit of a ruckus. Sound cues not being noted right there, and this one should just continue to simmer apart here, pushing hard. Squeaky can follow, caught with a nade out, but the bodyguard of Deco is there. Showtime feeling the pressure of the flashes. As soon as Delboni goes down, there's no qualms whatsoever. Noxy should be dealing with him momentarily. Can see just guarding. Doesn't even need the kill. His presence alone is enough to keep the rifle at bay, and starting to sniff this one out. The bomb should be going down shortly, but Isurus haven't committed past rounds just yet.
Whoa. Okay.
Wow, okay. I guess he knew something. He knew something was up right there.
I guess a relatively common spot to try and save him, but the headshot was, the crosshair place if that angle was great. So, Danoko now recovers an M4, was aware of the whereabouts of a player just moments ago in secret, but they should not be thinking about him being over here. But AK available, you can take that. You'll have to wait out this bomb explosion now. Isurus recovering. Slow start to the half.
Yeah, look, this is going to be Isurus taking the lead again. Right? They obviously had the lead going into the half by 1, but then it was battled back. And I think one of the keys here for Sao Caetano is the pistol round.
And he has. Taken away.
Me. Well, they're going to buy now anyway. I guess it would have been a big difference for somebody like Danoko, who has 4.5 now. If he was able to retain that rifle, could have invested in a little bit more, but should be all good in the hood. But this is a break point of the game, and I think Sao Caetano know this. This is a 1-1 matchup. The winner of this will go up to the 2-1 column. The loser will go down to the 1-2 column. But either way, the best of threes will start to begin for both. If you're unfamiliar with the format here within the Swiss to 16 teams, you play the best of ones as the establishing matches to decide which kind of bucket you're going to end up in. And then when it gets to crunch time, when it gets to either getting eliminated or progressing throughout the tournament, we go into the best of 3 environment. Nice little way to sift through to get some of the best teams we can muster. But yeah, at this moment, CK Zhao knew that he had messed up. Alboni as well being hunted on down. A good round from Noski, doing a bit of Furia art-esque maneuver down the vent in the early stages of that one.
Yeah, looted them. They had no idea, but
crazy, right?
Yeah, I don't know how. You know, when the smoke's coming down, even if you don't know, you should
have to think it's an option. Yeah, you have to consider it. So maybe the comms not as hot as they should be. Follow AWP towards ramp, posts up, smoked off.
Oh,
felt like he wanted to take a shot there, didn't it?
Perhaps he could have found it. With Gafolo. Oh, they're just going to run through the smoke. Telponi nearly gets caught in the reload. Sees him just charging through the smoke itself and then realizes, damn, I got to get back. They've mowed off hell to stop that quick rotation, and a little bit of fire and fury, a call to go rather, just straight through the smoke.
Yeah, this is a lot of space. 1:20 on the clock, so much room to work with now, but overthinking things in the mid-round has been a problem for both of these teams. Now they have the ramp control. They know that they forced a player lower. They can bring that AWP out. Previously they had ramp control and they decided to go back towards the A bomb site, and they just got absolutely peeled apart. Now follows AWP. It can post up towards Ramper and look towards Hell, right? He could go down the ramp. He could try and get a fight and have his rifles search out for Delboni. He has actually broken the window. Showtime is rotated down towards B as well. Resmoke towards Squeaky will be well timed and well placed. 45 seconds on the clock now. And as they come on down, they can smoke the windows. They can smoke the single door. They just need to get past Delboni.
And he might just go into them. He's done that a few times, but has decided now to play more passive, more percentage play from the control room. Glass gets broken, so he doesn't even have to do that. And now he can peek into the fight. Delboni with the first has his teammate alongside of him, and that's the bomb down. Delboni's got 2, and Showtime gets his gun out in time. Bomb's down on the ground. It's down in the cubby, it looks like. Or at least at the bottom of the ramp. And they have to try and pick that up, but now they go into the fights, and the T's were charging their way down the ramp. It looked good for them, and then suddenly it's one player going down for the CT side.
There's some things here that I just look at, and it's curious, right? It's different Counter-Strike in a lot of ways. You smoke the single door, right, and then you scale close window side.
Yeah.
So you didn't, like, you knew that the fights that you were going to have to take were either in the side or window or door. But you've gone close, so you haven't been able to open up the angle. You all actually lined up.
You could go rafters and have that wide angle. You could even have a double peek in towards the window. Yeah, a little strange.
If they wanted the window control, that's fine. But you'd still have somebody scale a bit wider to take that fight from a more optimal angle. So these late round scenarios, you can really see it heating up for these teams.
Here's the pressure of it all, and now the play forward for Isurus looking to be quick out the gate. It's Deco and Destiny taking 2 between them. They have got the advantages, and a quicker round here for Isurus, just with some brutality taking the site.
Yeah, it has to be the save call. You can see how quickly how to call this off. Both teams have had great ways of getting into the top sites. Saw it with Sao Caetano within the first half. They would just go fast as you like, but this is a bit more of a pop on in, a bit more of a direct approach here. And I think if Isurus are going to continue to be so lobby-centric, get Gafolo onto the AK. Get that AWP out of his hands. He doesn't need it if you're going to be taking these type of duels, these type of engagements across the map. So they will go back again, and continuing the back and forth nature. Does smell a little bit like overtime around here with how some of these rounds are starting to unfold. But this is less, I want to say, less thought within the mid-round. If you do something direct like that, and you're able to trade out and get into the top side, the round is done.
Yeah, they sit good in the spawn, right?
Yeah, so maybe they can operate in those more direct passages, because when these teams are both trying to think out how they can duke it out, they have positional advantages, maybe even sometimes entry advantages, and just the indecision, the late round, it doesn't look like it's been well refined within the wheelhouse. But the saves to bolster some buys again.
Yeah, if Isurus win this round, Sao Caetano's money's not great. So this actually could be a round that puts Isurus closer to taking the W here at this point.
And they're throwing out the smoke wall again towards Yard. Look like they're going to use it early. Need to be careful about that incendiary. Very, very deep there. If they try the top pop again, they will have issues.
Oh, they're just going through.
Oh,
everybody blinded. Showtime swings out, catches the player loose in the open. Noxy trying to trade it out. He's got a kill, but it isn't enough to draw the numbers back even. And a missed shot from ZQK is a little bit of mercy for the T side, but elsewhere, Showtime has found another in this round and puts it down to just 2 players.
They're going to get it down at least. Hard to defend this now.
Denoco is up towards control room. Noxy is going to play towards double door. He's waiting on the flash to go in and ends up in the middle of a double fight. They are both cleaned up. Denoco takes down both, and we are tied up yet again.
This is crazy. This is just going to continue, it feels like. They can't remember how they're going to be able to lock this one down on the CT side, because as soon as they have a round like this where they mop it all up, they keep a bunch alive, then it's going to be something a bit more direct out of Isurus again there. But that was a crazy play. You see him try and go out squeaky to main?
They have one player doing that. Yeah, jumps through the smoke, gets caught in the flash.
It's fruity. It's definitely different.
Maybe they try to go down vent and maybe.
Well, I missed it.
Yeah, missed, because that does happen sometimes. You get blinded on the initial pop out.
That's true, and then you just keep on holding that W key and you find yourself in no man's land. Well, they've brought out they can follow AWP again, so they're continuing with this smoke, right? That's a very quick way to block off the squeaky door descent. Now they're lining up a couple of HEs to land either towards the side, but look at this. Look at all this space.
Yeah, just push mid. Just push straight outside, rather, and towards spawn. And all those nades will go to the back of the site, but they are blissfully unaware that they have been pushed towards outside. So a lot of information being picked up here.
But it's going to go both ways, right? Because Denoco is automatically rotated back as well. So nobody getting anything out of the early exchanges. You push forward, you went, there's nothing here, but you didn't keep anybody aggressive. They're donating smokes to be lobbed on out consecutively, one after the other. The first landing close towards main. Now, can that incendiary do what it was designed? Showtime read the smoke wall incorrectly here. It's a diagonal straight across. 4 behind it. Ali playing passive towards lobby, and they get frequent crawl as the bullets. Not going to find anything just yet. Showtime might unload one more time on the fade of the smoke as it starts to subside. He's only chasing the tail, and they are through.
Yeah, timed that perfectly. Denoco this time playing from down on the stairs, and ZQK in the meantime, you're going a little bit of excursion through ramp to clear lobby, so they will have some information towards the top site, but it is Denoco here that we have to keep eyes on. He's about to have a fight with multiple players coming into his position. Denoco would love to come away with at least one. Couldn't find anything in the initial peek up, but just staying alive allows him to rotate down. Wow. Showtime, 2 from the vent. Both now loose thanks to Denoco. And now we're looking down to 2 players for a split on 1 on the top side, 1 in the lower, and now it's just Destiny into the clutch. 15 seconds to do it. There's at the back box with the molly. 10 seconds. Fight will come through and Denoco will best him. Sao Caetano now take the lead at 14 rounds. Money not good. They didn't get a plant there on the T side, so it's not looking fantastic over in their camp.
Yeah, that was huge from Showtime. The double in event was massive stuff right there. He's responding to this real quick. If you do look at the rotations here, both teams rotate very, very fast, right? They bite on whatever they see. Now, this is the issue. You mentioned the money. Is going to have to just be a half buy taken here from Isurus. It almost feels like they're conceding that 15th round. They are going to need an absolute miracle here. Some Tech 9s. P250, a light buy, and is it a ramp rush, really?
Well, they're charging. So Boney swings, Noxy immediately into the headshot. The Tech 9 at that range will beat him out. Showtime has rotated down. He's being the shining light, and he once again beams as he takes everybody down in the hole. Showtime cleaning it up, gets the ace. All 5 knocked down.
Huge stuff there to secure the team 15 rounds. Showtime showing up in a big way here. And is it the time for Sao Caetano to close this one? This is the opportunity to do so. There is a buy coming on through, but you would love to get it done right here, right now. You're going to get the replay of all this. Tech 9 coming on out at range, but Showtime drops straight towards that B bomb site. I think that was either to deal with a vent drop or a fast yard play, but either it's the ramp rush that he has to shut out. And we are into the final rounds here.
Well, ZQK playing from back blue box. See if he can find anything towards Silo early. No peek coming in towards him. Now ZQK repositions. Back to ramp this time. He's gonna see if he can find something on the other side. The smoke will begin to fade away. And Daboni,
he's committed, isn't he?
He is very committed. So the op should pull the initial attention away, setting up the rifle, but it's actually going aggressive.
They need to chill their beans here. The risk could give everything away.
Oh, the op is still pushing.
He's looked away, he's looked
and
away!
they're timing to look away. Destiny goes down. And the ramp aggressive plays worked out for the op, and it wants more. It's bloodthirsty.
Swing
it
and
goes
drive.
in again, and ZQK comes out with 2.
This should be the round right now. ZQK, he's only at 10 kills, but that's massive.
Oh, and finally they go, but Delboni comes off the ankle, goes into the fight, and the headshot is looking done here. Sao Caetano have got it down to just 2 players. Deco and Gafolo trying to scrap their way back into this round. Deco took significant damage as well, but he's down the vent. Got the bomb in his back, and he's on his way to B.
2 responders here from the ramp position. Delboni's got 1, and here's the other. Spam on through. He's not going to finish it off. Gafolo needs a 1-on-4 to get them in the game.
He's looking towards vent. 24 seconds, no extension yet. At this point, Sao Caetano do not want to let this one slip, but Gafolo goes into the fight, and Nuke will close. Sao Caetano will take the win.
And they're fired up about it here. You can get them getting loud and proud about that win. Highly contested, and I'm sure there's a lot of politics within the local scene between these players. They've all seemingly played with one another at some point, but very happy with themselves there. A good performance from Showtime. But unfortunate for Isurus, their 3rd game on Nuke, and this time round, well, it's going to be another loss in that column. The best of ones for both teams have come to a close. That might be...